it's kind of an interesting thing for me to be up here because since I've been hired, I've managed to dodge anything that required me to be on stage. And Dave dragged me on stage every single day this graduation, so thank you, class of 2019. My name is Walker and I teach math. It's an interesting thing teaching math because I have to make these kids do something that they genuinely hate. I'm not a woodshop teacher or an art teacher or something like that. I have to teach something that they're scared of. They literally come into my class depressed and sad sometimes, and I didn't even take roll yet, you know? And there's this part of your brain called, I'm not gonna mess with the scientific name, but they perceive bodily pain, right? And you touch fire, these parts of your brain make you say, ouch. Okay, now there's a study that showed that these same parts of your brain get stimulated when you do math. So I literally make these guys feel pain every single day. That's hella tight. But a couple things about myself. I love sports. Playing is cool, watching is better because I'm not the same physically anymore. But I love the nerdy parts of sports too, the schemes and plays and the numbers and stats and stuff like that. I also love music, like they said. So I'll listen to everything from classical music to Pac and Biggie and Mozzie and K-Dot and Cole and stuff like that. But also Jimi Hendrix, Stevie Ray Vaughan, Prince, Michael Jackson, or even Boyz II Men. And darling, I can't explain. You know, so I like to sing too a little bit. It's cool, you know. But see, now these are stuff about me that a lot of people already kind of know. People know that I do music. People know that I love sports and I have a family and teach and stuff like that. But there's one thing about me that not too many people know about me, and that is this: is that I kind of love learning about animals. I know it's kind of weird. Like, I'm like a sucker for like animal documentaries and stuff like that. Like, I get it from my pops because he always, you know, growing up, he always watched it and stuff like that. So I would just be there. And in fact, there's this thing that we do called experiential school, and we make up classes. And one of the ones that I did was I had all the kids come to my class and watch Planet Earth on Netflix. And, you know, come fellowship in my room and enjoy God's loving creation. Amen. And we ended up watching Aquaman instead, but there's animals in Aquaman, and so, you know, it was cool. But I love animals, right? But don't get it twisted, like, I'm still from the hood. Shout out to anybody from the mid and EPA. But you know, so if I see a rattlesnake, I'm gonna run, right? And so, but I do have a favorite animal, and my favorite animal is the lion. Now, when you kind of sit back and think about it, the lion is not that interesting. They're kind of your typical predator. They're big and buff, and they eat everything. And like, they don't fly, they don't change colors, they don't breathe underwater or anything like that. And so, the reason why I like the lion is more because of what they represent and the respect that they have. These are the kings and the queens of the jungle. You don't get that nickname for nothing, right? And in the Bible, they use the lion to kind of make an example of strength and power and fear, when they can use any other predator out there. And so you have these female lions who are master hunters. They're the only felines that hunt as a team, and they're, you know, they can work as a team and they catch stuff as big as a giraffe. And then you have these male lions who walk around wearing this mane as their crown. They're the king, and their job is to protect the pride. They, you know, anybody messes with the pride, the male lion will step in. 7 hyenas to 1 male lion is considered a mismatch in favor of the lion. You know, but I kind of wanted to focus on the cubs. You know, you look at the cubs inside of a lion pride and they have it made. They don't have to do anything. They got their mom giving them milk. All their aunties are out hunting and catching food for them. And nobody's gonna mess with them because they got their dad to protect them. So you look at the cubs and they literally just get to play and eat and sleep every single day. And they grow up, the level of responsibility kind of gets a little bigger, but it's not that much. observe the other lions on how to be a lion and how to hunt. That's pretty much it. And as a father, I kind of learned about this. If you guys don't know, I have a 3-year-old son and 2-year-old twin boys. It was 3 kids in 15 months. So I have so much energy. And life is so good. Now, I love my sons, but I learned quickly as a parent that you have to do everything for them. Bathe them, clean up after them, love them, play with them, yell at them, everything. And so this is kind of the stage that you guys have kind of been in throughout your entire lives up to this point. And even as you guys got older, the level of responsibilities got a little more, like doing chores or running errands for your folks or something like that. But for the most part, life has been kind of relatively easy, especially compared to what you're about to get into, right? And so you have these little cubs, these little lion cubs who grow up, and they become, the adolescent age, and life is good, life is easy, and then all of a sudden, a new male lion comes in out of nowhere, right? And he takes over the pride. You challenge the male in your pride, and he wins. And what he's going to do is he's going to make the female submit, because now he's going to be, he's going to make cubs with them now. And then one other thing that he's going to do is the younger adolescent males, he's going to chase them out, kicks them away, because they're a threat. Because he knows one day they're going to get bigger and stronger, and they're a threat to his throne. So he tells them to leave. And so these young male lions, they do leave, and what once was a good life for them now becomes kind of hard. They now don't have the protection of the pride, the comfort of the pride. They're alone. They got to hunt on themselves, feed themselves, clean themselves, kind of just learn the wild by themselves, right? And so this is kind of the stage that you guys are kind of entering in right now. You guys have kind of had it made. You guys have been clothed, you're sheltered, you have food to eat, you're taking on trips, zoos, theme parks, vacations, hotels. Life has been kind of good for you guys, right? And so these young male lions, life is kind of hard, but what ends up happening is they start to grow, they get bigger, they get stronger, they start to become proficient hunters and things like that. And then all of a sudden they're good enough, big enough to kind of take over their own pride. And they do. They go into another pride of lions, they enter their territory, and what happens is they challenge their male, they win, and they have their own family again. And all of a sudden, life is really good, right? And I can't make this up. I hope you know by now that Lion King is just a parallel to what a typical lion life is, And so when it comes to you guys, I can promise you one thing: life is going to be good. You're going to have fun, and while you're young. But you're from Mountain View Academy, so none of you guys are going to party. Right? But you guys will have some good times. That's for sure. But one thing that's guaranteed is that you guys will experience some struggles and responsibilities that you never had to worry about. Right? Things like, how do I choose classes? Man, this class is really hard. Do I really need a parking permit at this college? Because I don't have any money for that. Can I get away with it? You get a parking permit, okay? Right? Maybe you might have parents that are making you do something that you don't want. So you find yourself majoring in biology to be a doctor, but you really want to major in art or music or dance or something like that, because that's what really makes you happy. So you guys might deal with financial crisis, or who knows what it is. My point is that you will face some obstacles throughout life, okay? One thing that I can guarantee you is this: you guys will mess up a lot and make a lot of mistakes. That's guaranteed. All these adults out here looking at you, they can agree with me. But you see, these mistakes or obstacles that you face, that's not what's going to define you, right? What's going to define you is how you get out of that, how you bounce back, right? The lessons that you learn from those mistakes, so that you not only get through an obstacle or around it or whatever, but the next time you face that obstacle, you know how to deal with it. It's all about making the necessary changes so that you experience growth, become a better person, so that one day you guys will be good enough, strong enough to take over your own pride. Whatever that may mean to you, whether that means to graduate or get a new job or buy a new car or make a family, that stuff will happen as long as you guys learn, grow, Have faith in yourself, faith in God. Surround yourself with the right people. And so I wanted to end with this. I thought it'd be fitting if I taught you guys one last math lesson. If you guys are cool with it, you don't have to take notes. Cam's nervous. I'm not going to quiz you, bro. Don't worry. You're good. I just need you guys to pay attention to my last math lesson to you guys. You guys cool with that? Okay? So here's your last math lesson. You see, order of operations tells us to work from the inside out. But sometimes in life, we need to work from the outside in. You must eliminate toxic people from your lives in order to get going and substitute them for mature and loving ones. One heart is what we have, so don't divide it among so many worldly, materialistic things that don't matter when we die. Instead, multiply it by love and share it with people, because people is all that matters in the end. Subtract the fear of making mistakes and add courage to your soul to understand that making mistakes only means growth. Your life's path can be linear or non-linear, who knows? But there's always an end to an interval, so stay focused and driven. Continuity and consistency will never give people room to speak on your name or question your character. Your actions speak volumes, and your words have zero density without them. Whether you are rational or irrational, at the end of the day, you are always real. You see, life mathematics doesn't make sense many times. 2 college degrees plus a wedding plus 4 children minus 4 deaths in the family times 3 nice cars and a house, subtracted by 80 stresses raised to the power of 3 cries at night, divided by the log of many fun nights with friends times the square root of family fun at the barbecue, plus thousands deposited in your account on payday. All of this equals how much happiness? You see, the only number that ends up mattering is the number 1. One God who loves us, one Son that died for us, one heaven He promised for us, one body we dedicate to Him, one way to move His way, one smile to infect the world around us, one heart for our true love, one life we live. Don't waste it.